A backyard patio paver pad is an awesome way to spruce up your backyard. From lounging on outdoor furniture entertaining your guests, or that cozy fire pit area, you just can't go wrong. Well, in today's video, I'll be showing you the absolute easiest way to install the backyard patio paver pad of your dreams. Let's get into it. Behind me is an awkward 12-foot by 18-foot section behind my shop. The grass is dead because we used to have a trampoline that's no longer there. To me, this seems like the perfect spot to create a really useful space like a beautiful patio paver pad that'll potentially hold a great fire pit area. Not only are we gonna have to figure out a few things like a good solid base foundation for the pavers so they don't sink, but also how to create beautiful rounder over radius that will flow naturally with this area that we're working with. Let's get our shovels and start digging. One of the things I know it's gonna drive me crazy is I wanna have a nice transition that even though this is an awkward shape, I wanna give the front entrance a perfect radius. So I'll just use a little string, put my screwdriver in there, get it nice and taut, and then just kind of follow my radius, creating a good starting point. So I've been at this for about 2 hours, I wanna say, and I think I got a good system going here. So I'm using my edging tool to create roughly a 1 square foot. So this piece should be easy because I could already feel it being pried up. But, well, damn, I wish it was that easy on each one. But essentially, after you do your thing, all right, I got nothing for you. This part's coming out way too easy. The rest, you have to use the flat shovel to pry it up a little bit. The one time I need to show a good example, this sucker finally comes out easily. All right, so this is what you're gonna be, for the most part, experiencing. Having to do a little bit of prying. It's really not that bad. And then, pick it up with the old shovel and load it in your trailer. Or, I'm actually making a little stockpile here of the good grass for all the patches that I have around here. That way we can fix it. Won't need to buy any more sod. I honestly underestimated how long this would take me. I thought it was gonna be like a couple hours and I'll be done. I already did 6 hours yesterday, probably got a few more hours in me today. In hindsight, I was going to rent myself like a skid loader, a mini one, and then rip it out, or maybe a mini excavator, but I was more concerned about my lawn. I didn't wanna like tear it all up and stuff like that. Not to mention, I thought this would be a lot faster, but got another load to the dump, break this up, and then we'll start leveling the sucker. The genius that I am, I forgot to turn off the sprinklers last night. And I'm basically playing in a big mud pit. This is ridiculous. It is making digging a whole lot easier, but it's definitely getting things a whole lot messier at the same time. It's about 95 degrees right now. I'm drenched in sweat in the last 2 days. Pretty confident I lost at least 5 pounds of water weight alone. After I was done yesterday at home, all my arms were like cramping up. That's how dehydrated I was. Dude, summertime projects. Good news is if I pass out, you guys will see it on camera. What the heck is this? So this is a wrapper to something. Oh, it's some kind of like airplane assembling toy like for kids. Talk about buried treasure. Look at that. And then this is, looks like some kind of inflatable. No way. We got half of a dollar bill. Where's the other half? This is quickly becoming a berry treasure hunt. I can't even talk because I'm so dehydrated. This is fun. All right, guys, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the sponsors of today's video, Narwal. Introducing the Narwal Flow, the revolutionary floor washing robot that does it all. Whether it's mess, dirt, debris, or obstacles, this bad boy tackles every corner, any floor, and every challenge in its path. I say it's time to give your floors the cleaning it deserves. The secret? The Flow Wash mopping system. The Narwal Flow uses 113 Fahrenheit warm water to actively clean the track mop as it's cleaning your own floors. All in real time, actively lifting all the tough stains, dirt, and debris off the map for a clean finish every single time. It's like magic, but in real life. This is the backside of the unit. Traditional old school vacuum robots used to have either flat pads that wouldn't absorb much and spread everything, or two circular pads that would kind of shoot everything all throughout your floors. But with this track mop system, it's a large pad, it's super thick, meaning it's super highly absorbent. And it has two built-in water reservoirs in here. One to clean fresh for your floors, and the other reservoir to clean the pad as it's washing your floors. This large, thick mop track doesn't just clean, it cleans with continuous fresh, warm water, ensuring every inch of dirt is removed without ever spreading the mess around. It's self-cleaning and always rolling. Now let's talk about the vacuuming. Most vacuum robots can't handle carpet. That's why we all rely on handheld vacs to get all the stubborn dirt and debris out of the carpets. Well, with the Narwal Flow, it has the carpet focus technology. When the Flow detects carpet, it automatically lowers the dust cover, creating a high pressure airflow zone that boosts suction. This allows it to lift embedded dirt, dust, and even hair, doubling the dust removal rate on carpets. It's deep clean like no other. And there's no need to worry about wet carpets with the mop lifting feature. When the Flow detects carpets, it raises the mop itself, keeping your carpet dry every time. But it's not just about cleaning. The Narwal Flow's brains are next level. Equipped with Twin AI obstacle avoidance, it can detect over 200 objects with millimeter level precision, ensuring safe and efficient cleaning every time. With 136-degree RGB cameras and an AI chip, Flow can handle complex environments, whether you're dealing with furniture, pets, or a family member that doesn't stop moving. No need to rearrange anything, the Flow adapts to it. And when it comes to messy floors, there's no problem. The Flow uses built-in sensors to detect the type of mess and adjust its cleaning temperatures accordingly. Regular dirt gets a nice 113 Fahrenheit wash, while oily dirt is treated with 140 degrees Fahrenheit hot water. For bacteria, it ramps it up to 176 degrees Fahrenheit, and when it's done, a nice 104 Fahrenheit warm mop ensures everything's dry and ready for the next round. Narwal Flow doesn't stop at edges, it reaches them. With its extended side brush, it sweeps right into the corners and along the edges, removing 99% of debris, and with the ability to lift itself over the thresholds of up to 1.6 inches. Flow effortlessly moves across balconies and U-shaped furniture without any help. The Narwal Flow even reduces its profile. The Flow reduces its height to just 95 millimeters, sliding under beds, cabinets, and toe kicks. No more crouching or awkward cleaning in those tight spots. So whether it's vacuuming, mopping, or cleaning, the Flow is there and ready to work. So say goodbye to those dirty mops, handheld vacuums, and say hello to the future of cleaning with Narwal Flow. So click the link in the description below to check out the Narwal Flow for yourself. Now, let's get back into this video. All right, 7 hours in, I think we did okay. The best thing is that we're alive, and that's all that matters. 2020 hindsight, probably should have just laid down a bunch of plywood or OSB to make myself a trail, rent myself a mini excavator, and I could have cut my time in half. But we're here, we're happy. I'm gonna let this soil dry overnight. The sprinklers won't be turned on today. And then I'm gonna dig it past a certain level. The level that we need is roughly around 8 inches. That's gonna be about 4 inches of road mix, and then we need sand, and then the paver itself. So we need that depth. Let it dry. I'm gonna grate it nicely once it's dry. I gotta move that sprinkler, and then I'll go get that first load of our road mix. So I'm gonna brag a little bit and show off a little bit. New tool goofing, just bought my first landscaping rake. I don't know why I waited so many damn years to get one. This thing is so sweet. I know nothing about exactly what it's supposed to do. I just see landscaper using it, and it's 3 times the size of a regular rake, like right here. All right, maybe a little bit more than half. But first thing I'm noticing is it's so much easier to spread stuff and get it level in the sense that it takes the stuff that's on top that's heavy, and then as you go along, based off its wide profile, it'll fill in the the low spots. Dorky, stupid maybe for me to be this excited about a damn landscaping rake, but highly recommend if you're gonna do stuff like this. Just gonna get it ready. I got 4 yards of road mix ready for this thing. We'll be rocking here in no time. Open sesame. This is what 3 to 4 yards looks like. Road mix, the reason we use it is it's made up of a bunch of sand and different size of rock and aggregate. And what that does is it helps compact everything like a good strong foundation versus typical soil or dirt. It gets spongy when it's wet. Then therefore our pavers will sink after like, I don't know, 5-6 years at best. Best way I figured I'd do it is use my little Ryobi electric lawnmower tractor with a little wagon attached to it, scoop it up into it, and the cool thing is this whole little thing has a drop down. So I'm not gonna say it's gonna be smooth sailing, we're gonna do a little bit of sailing. This is ridiculous. I'm using a lawnmower to do landscaping. Also, if you want to be good at backing up a trailer, get yourself one of these setups. You'll be a pro in no time. Well, I don't want to go too overboard with the road mix. These are some heavy piles, and I want to make sure we have adequate space because we have another, blocking is like, 3 inches? And then we need 1 more inch of, at least half an inch, but an inch ideally for sand for balancing it all out. So start spreading it right now and then see, because you can always add. The last thing I want to do is start shoveling shit out of here. Ugh. That's cool. It already broke. I'm pretty sure you could tell how hot it is based off of my boob sweat, all this rainforest cafe coming off my face. I bought this, a landscaping rake, we'll call it 2 hours ago, maximum. It's that damn hot out here. The adhesive melted. What am I doing? Screw you. It's like I'm tending to a Chinese garden here. All right, that's pretty level. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's wing out the whack packer. Come on, big girl. This is gonna be a fast drop. Okay. Holy shit. I was gonna say snot. I know this is a family program, but I apologize. Jesus. This thing's so freaking heavy, but boy, does it save your life. Because here's a great thing. You could either use something like this to make your life a whole lot easier, get it done very quickly and do a far better job, or you can do what I did before and just get a little tamper tool. It's exhausting, it's not as efficient, it's not as good, doesn't do as good of a job, but it's up to you how you want to do it. like an idiot. This is my favorite part of the project, where you can finally start envisioning the space. So, I mean, this is like our foundation. I love this circle that's going over here. By the way, here's one thing I've noticed, I think yesterday. I said this is like an odd shape, like boob, if you look at it that way. But really, it's definitely a set of breasts if you look at it this way. Or it could be a heart because it kind of does this, or a butt. I don't know. It's up to your immature imagination to kind of do what you want to do with it. But I'm already seeing this radius over here. That's going to be like the major center point for that fire pit. And then this radius will kind of encompass some seating. But because there's a little bit extra room in the back, I want to create some kind of log stacking scenario that it's away from the weather, and you can just conveniently grab a log, throw it on there, sit down, and have the best night of your life. This is awesome. I'm gonna hit it with some water and then hit it with a plate compactor again. Reason why, it helps settle, the water helps settle down a little bit more. And then right after that, well, in the meantime, I'm gonna go and pick up some sand, and I'll show you how we're gonna get a nice level pad here. We're looking at 2 cubic yards of masonry sand. This stuff is nice and fine, no chunks of rock or anything like that, to keep ourselves a nice, smooth, level surface. Should be easy to work with. I think this is gonna be enough. I also did the math. Turns out my pad is, what is it, like 14 feet by 25 feet. So a little bit more than originally projected. We'll see if I need more. We're gonna start spreading it in there, throwing it in place, and I'm gonna show you the leveling trick that somebody recently put me on. That should make a world of difference. We need to have a nice plain surface that the high spots, low spots all get covered. So for years, what I've been using has been a 1-inch PVC pipe, and it worked great. And then somebody commented recently on a Paver video of mine that said, hey, you should use metal pipes because they don't flex. Therefore, you'll have a nice continual surface versus having a small humps. That's definitely a possibility depending how good of a job you did flattening. So I picked up some galvanized pipes. The nice thing about it is if they're in great condition afterwards, I could probably return them. But don't tell that to any of the big box stores. We're gonna start spreading the sand on top of this and then screeding it. And what that'll do, like I said, any high spots, it'll get rid of them and we'll get nice, even surface. Oh, and we got like a ton of rain last night. So you see a few little puddles here. And the reason the puddles are there is because I already packed it again with the plate compactor. And so it's squeezed all that water out. So disregard that. I can't control Mother Nature, can I? All right, folks, here's the stone that we're working with. I went to a local stone distributor. They have a better selection and better instructions because they give you a setup pattern how to lay these. This is a basalite, artesian. All right, let me correct that. Basalite, artesian, slate, and the color is Torino. I'd call it just charcoal. It's about $6 a square foot. At that basalite store, they gave me a book of the patterns I could do with this specific block. Keep in mind, there's 3 pallets here, 3 different stone dimensions, essentially. We got a 5x5, a 5x8, and a 8x11. I'm gonna follow the random 2 brick pattern based off of the little schematic they gave me. It should create a replication of the stone pattern itself that will be not too noticeable, but cool enough with a bunch of different characters inside it, which I think will look awesome in a weird shape of a patio that we're working with. Let's start dropping some block. We are looking awesome now. Big curtain pull. Yesterday is when I was doing the leveling of the sand. I felt like crap. I think I got like a summertime cold or something. So I went straight to bed just so I can get some work done today. Feeling a lot better. Oh, snaps, almost fell off here. We got some, I don't know, cats coming in through here. It's fine. We are filling in all these little channels that we had of our galvanized steel pipe. We're just sprinkling some sand on top. It's not a big deal. Everything's looking great. Following the pattern from this print-off sheet, it's kind of like putting a puzzle together at this point. Once you get all your blocks here, at this point, this is where the fun begins, folks. You know, I get that oftentimes, depending on the size of the projects, they could be intimidating, but they don't have to be. I think the reality is most people, I think, overcomplicate things, and really they're pretty simple. Like even setting these pavers. It's a very intricate process, but you're just literally just laying them down. I will say, just if you can keep them as tight as possible, that'll help. But other than that, it's just connecting Legos together, really. I know this might look like the most complicated game of Sudoku in terms of pattern, but after following that cheat pattern for a long enough period of time, you almost start seeing the pattern. There's really only 2 rows that are different, right? This row has a particular layout and the next one, and all you're doing after that is alternating. So in my defense, I think that those instructions and pattern stuff, I think it's a little bit too overcomplicated. It's a lot simpler than it looks, folks. And the cool thing about it, depending on the type of pavers you use, you can get away with different patterns. If we used a bunch of these smaller, what do they call it, 5x11s or 5x8s, you could do like a herringbone. So the pattern that you follow also dictates with the type of stone you get too. So pick out your pattern and they'll tell you what kind of stone to use. Now I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. I know there's gonna be somebody with a great opinion and great advice what I should do with this sprinkler here. You should move it. Of course, I should. But the way this one rotates, it gets all these big bushes on this side. And I already have 2 sprinklers over there that are spraying this way. In the ideal world, I'd move it here, but none of this is gonna get coverage. So I'm gonna leave it there. And you're gonna have to be okay with it. So I'm glad I got ahead of it, mentioned it. That way you don't have to lose sleep over that sprinkler. All right, after 2 days, all the pavers are laid. Your boy's been under the weather a little bit, so it's been a slow go, but we're here. The only thing left we have to do is start filling in all these little transition pieces. Now, in the ideal world, if I didn't have this barrier already around, like if you're putting this in the middle of your backyard, you could just overlap it and then draw your line, make your stencil of radius around, and then just trim it down. I can't do that, so it has to be a little more complex than that. So what we're gonna do is grab our angle grinder and a whole lot of blocks and piece by piece fit it into the slots like a little puzzle. This is gonna take me a minute, but no doubt it's gonna look awesome. We got our first casualty. It was a great cut, I'm not gonna lie. So what I'm doing is I'm just only cutting as much this will let me. This is a concrete cutting diamond blade. And then I'm just using a tile chisel, breaking it in half, and then feathering it, all the abrasive that's still there. That way, because you know, there's a little bit of concrete over pour on the bottom, so it'll fit snug and so on and so forth. And as you can see, cracked it one too many times to break it. All right, mistakes are being made. This is a radius, so I have to use my angle grinder. In ideal case scenario, I would probably go to Tate's and rent one of those concrete chop saws that they use, but that's a straight cut. We need little radiuses, and if that blade was just a little bit wider, and by a little bit, I mean like double the size, it would have been perfect. All right, I'm gonna try something. We're gonna try to use the fulcrum of this. Instead of using my chisel, I'm just gonna hit the edge of it. Hopefully, it relieves everything that needs to be relieved. Only one way to find out. Oh, that came out great. Forget the chisel, baby. Use the old fulcrum on it. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Some cuts are nice, but the radius it's all over the place. I think I need to cut my losses and just strictly do straight cuts and then let it bevel and turn as this thing wants to. And I think to accomplish this, I think I'm gonna go to Tate's. I'm gonna go rent their brick chop saw with the diamond blade, and then get nice, clean, square cuts. And then because they're short pieces, I'm sure they'll contour with this boob, I guess, of a shape. And then that way I'm not gonna be staring at it like pissed off, going like, oh man, it looks like dog crap. Yeah, let me just go get it. So in regards to what is the easiest way to cut circles on these pavers, you can use an angle grinder. I would say get a 6-inch blade. That's gonna slow down or bog down your angle grinder, so maybe use a corded one just to give it extra juice. It'll drain the batteries pretty quickly. Tons of dust that way, but it's the more budget alternative way. Get yourself a nice concrete cutting blade, or maybe budget in 150, 200 bucks for a 2-day rental of a concrete brick saw, and no dust, clean cuts, straight cuts, really makes it a breeze. So that's my recommendation to you. Doing this job, it's hard as it is. Between the digging, the laying, it's back-breaking. So save yourself a little bit of time by just at least splurging on that for a rental. But now that's done, I cut all of these pavers around here snug as a bug. And originally my thought plan was, well, I don't want to get an edger for it because the grass will keep it in tight. But during wet seasons, grass gets wet, gets soft, the dirt gets wet, so these pavers will start to wiggle on you. So because I got them nice and tight there, I'm gonna dig out about a 3-inch channel, and then I'm gonna use this edging, and you can cut off the tab so it could blend on you, and with the appropriate stakes, drive into the ground. This is gonna keep it snug together. Now I have my edging, concrete edging around there, so we're totally fine. So we're only gonna do it here. Once we get it all staked in, I can just take that little flap of grass, put it over, and hopefully it'll grow and flourish. This is my absolute favorite part, just because how satisfying it is of any paver project. This is where we start tamping everything down with a plate compactor. Right now, everything's loosely sitting, right? The sand is leveled, but once it starts packing it, it'll actually sink down, I don't know, usually about a 1/2 inch or so, maybe sometimes a little bit less, and then tighten everything together. And it's just it has this like really solid feel. I know it's stupid to say because these are pavers, they're concrete, but it's just one of those things that until you experience it, you won't really know about it. Let's put a cherry on this mama jumbo. Polymeric sand, very important. Number one, keeps everything tight together, the joints, the whole shebang. It's like a glorified, well, actually less glorified grout. So there you go. Second thing it does, it clogs all these little creases and preventing any weeds coming through. So joints it together, keeps the corrosion from the edges and keeps the weeds from coming through. Cool thing about this stuff is applies very easily, spread it around, brush it around. Sometimes we'll see if this one requires it. Yeah, you do. Spray with water afterwards and we should be good. It's actually been a minute since I applied this stuff. I did forget one step. You disperse it, brush it all around, use a plate compactor so it gets into all the little crevices. You're basically filling up this entire cavity. Sweep all the excess off, check the depth is at least 1/8 deep inside over, and then spray it for 30 seconds, wait another 30 seconds, repeat it again, and then use the leaf blower for the rest. We're cooking a cake, bacon cake. Basically applying it till all these little crevices are full, just like you do with grout on tile. I already have a feeling I didn't get enough bags. That was 5 bags. Maybe I need another couple. It doesn't say how many square footage on the bag. It just says how many pounds it is. So who knows? All right, well, that's damn near perfect amount of sand. I underestimated this. I'm gonna start whacking it. It's gonna start settling it down, and then I'm gonna do the final sweep, and then we should be good for water after that, so it can harden. All right, now let's get this mumbo jumbo wet to activate the polymers so it can start hardening it up on us. It says 30 seconds on shower, wait 30 seconds and repeat. For the last step, the bag says remove any standing water with a leaf blower so the polymer doesn't dry on the rocks. That's exactly what we just did. I'm gonna let this settle and then I'm gonna give it one final like heavier pressure washing to get any kind of more sand off of it. Let the grass clean up a little bit. I'll give you guys the big reveal and the final breakdown. All right, guys, 320 square feet of paver pad down. The total budget for this project was $2,600, and that included all the tool rentals necessary to do this all in this professional manner. So the big question is, what should we build next?